Hey there, peeps. It's me again, and I'm back for another video. This time, our special guest for today is the CEO and founder of CCFound, Mr. Piotr Michalak. Thank you so much for being here in the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hello.
All right. So, let's begin the interview. Now, Piotr, could you share more about yourself and your journey in the cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and DeFi to our amazing subscribers and viewers here on YouTube?
Guys, I'm on this market since 2011, so something like a dinosaur. I bought my first Bitcoins for $10 a Bitcoin. And I remember the fall of Mount Gox and everything that preceded it. So I'm in cryptocurrencies for a long game here. Always believed in this, always believed this is like the next step in the revolution, in the evolution of financial industries, in our monetary base. I have also set up, I am doing my own business for the last 15 years, always in education, always information products. And also 4 years ago, I have set up the largest cryptocurrency publishing house here in Poland. We have like 50,000 clients right now whom we have taken to the market, teaching them how cryptocurrencies work. So we are training investors all the time. Seeing what kind of problems there are on the market of cryptocurrencies and education and people trying to share the knowledge, help other people when someone asks a question and there's no one to answer them, I have developed CCFound to solve all of these problems on an international scale now. Last year we have conducted private sale, gathered 270 investors first, were oversold by 50% almost, and generated $1.3 million to kickstart this company, and have just launched the ICO, or crowdfunding 3.0, how we call it, just a week ago. So here we are. I'm just your fellow entrepreneur.
All right, so that's an interesting journey you have for us. All right, thank you very much for sharing that to us about how you get started in getting some interest in the crypto and blockchain space, especially that you've ended up being the CEO and founder of CCFound. All right. Now, speaking of that, could you share about the mission and vision of CCFound?
Sure. So, guys, in general, we say that CCFound is the Google killer. It will be, from one perspective, this new kind of website where you search not only for information as in Google, but now for knowledge and wisdom. Google can give you information, what kind of weather is today, or how many COVID cases there are today. But Google won't advise you in your particular situation. For actual advice, you need other people. Like I say, it's people who create content for other people. So you need a website that will connect you not with servers serving you information, but with people serving you knowledge and wisdom regarding your particular case. And in order to do so, we have created, or are creating right now, CCFound, that will connect you to people, to as many people as possible, to get as many answers to your question as possible, as fast as possible, and also help all the community participants earn money at the same time. That's why we have tokenized this business and created Found Coin, allowing everybody in the community to earn interest on the coin. So if you hold Found Coins, you get tokens, you get commission from all the sales on the platform, which are just optional. But at the same time, while creating this questions and answers tool, there is also a knowledge marketplace that is evolving on ccfound.com. And this knowledge marketplace is the way to monetize the website, and everybody who holds Found Coins will earn a piece of this knowledge marketplace. So that's in short.
All right, so that's a very interesting mission and vision that you have, Piotr. Okay, and about my next question, could you share to our viewers and subscribers here about the real and positive use cases of CC Found, especially your competitive advantages and benefits for crypto and blockchain enthusiasts like me and the rest of you who are watching us right now?
So imagine, for example, when you're entering the cryptocurrency market, if you want to search for just pure information, what is Bitcoin, right? You will find information on what is Bitcoin in Google. You can type this question in Google and you will find what is Bitcoin, or some kind of simple information bits. You can find Wikipedia in Google also, like simple articles. All of this is in Google. So Google was created to organize all the world's information, but information and knowledge and wisdom are three separate things. So information is what is Bitcoin, or what is the weather today, but then, or what is the price of Bitcoin today. But then you need knowledge on, for example, all right, so how to invest in Bitcoin. This seems pretty simple, but for example, it's different to invest in Bitcoin in Poland than in Filipino, than for a Filipino in Philippines, right? Because you have different exchanges and maybe some are better than the others. So you need some kind of knowledge, which ones to use, where can you use fiat money, or maybe how to pay taxes after you earn money on your Bitcoin. These questions will be different wherever you come from. So your scenario may differ. So you need knowledge, which is actual know-how. What are the other ways to earn money on cryptocurrencies is, again, a broader topic, and you won't find information in Google very easily. You would have to have 20 open browser tabs, as I say, with different articles on staking, maybe lending, borrowing, DeFi, and trading, and long-term hodling, and choosing the project which will help you earn money, right? So there are many different topics, and it's better to get advice from a person who knows what are the best ways, well, according to him. And it's even better to get like 7 answers from different people who will tell you, like, this is the best way to earn. Someone else will say, this is the best way to earn, and give you different perspectives. So this is knowledge. This is know-how. This is no longer like simple information. And in order to give you this kind of know-how, you need way to reach other people that are helpful. And actually, this is what CCFound does. So going next, we also have wisdom. Actually, wisdom is this strange concept. What's actually wisdom? From one perspective, wisdom is knowing what to do with your money once you have it, once you earn your millions. Do you buy a Lambo? Or maybe do you keep the money and stay safe for the rest of your life? Do you want to buy a house? Well, what's important to you? Do you want to start a family? Do you want to have children? What are you going to do with the money? Or how do you want to manage money? Are you here for security, or are you here, for example, to build a huge business and change the world, right? So you need wisdom to differentiate between these things. You need advice. You need different perspectives to gain wisdom. And gaining wisdom is like the most important thing in life, because we see, for example, from past experience, like Apple was created by a guy who just thinked differently, Steve Jobs. So he was wise in a few things. He made many mistakes, but some of his decisions were very wise, and he created the most profitable consumer electronics company in the world, right? So you need to be wiser than your competitors. In order to do so, you need to communicate with many people, asking your questions. For example, if you have a question like, is it worth it to invest in Polkadot today? You can't ask Google. You need advice from real people. CCFound will be the place to discuss these kind of things with a really helpful community, because community will also be incentivized to be helpful by reputation points and by earning the found coins and later monetizing on the knowledge marketplace. And all of this is designed to just work as a social marketplace.
All right. I have a follow up question about that. Speaking of your concept on CC Found, is the product already live and running right now, or maybe on a future date?
I have to clarify, we had the minimum viable product ready at the end of last year, but we have invited some alpha users who have tested it, and we have decided to redesign how it looks. And we are currently implementing all the new designs. There are like 370 of the screens, and everything. It's a huge project, and we are implementing it right now. And we will publish the open beta version between third and fourth quarter this year. So till the end of this year, you will have the open beta version, and we will start the monetization via the marketplace next.
Right. So thank you very much, Piotr, for sharing to us about the ecosystem of CCFound, as well as your competitive advantages and benefits as well for users like me and the rest of you who are watching this video right now. Okay. And we will be looking forward to your MVP later on. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
my next question for you is could you share about the recent achievements and partnerships of CCFound from the beginning until now?
Okay, so our biggest achievement was building, first of all, like the biggest publishing house, the biggest education company regarding cryptocurrencies and investing here in Poland. This is a multi-million-dollar company, and from this capital, we could invest in CCFound as this internal startup. So we had a sponsor. This is our parent company, you could say, and we have a proven business model. And from this business model, we know that we earn $125 per user per year. And upon this number, which is real life number proven from our analytics, we know how CCFound will most probably monetize. So we could like devise all these tables about ROIs, how much will CCFound earn, how will it develop. So it took me many months to like polish the idea, to create the pitch deck and everything. And we have conducted the private sale, which was a huge milestone at the end of last year in the fourth quarter, and generated, like I said, $1.3 million from 270 investors. And then we went on to build the management board of this company. Like this was my huge dream, not to build the company from the ground up on a little budget, but to have this bigger budget and hire the best people that are on the market. And thus we have hired a very strong management board and went on to grow this currently a 30-person company. So we have 30 employees and many of the greatest minds here in Europe and in Poland developing this solution. Well, the biggest milestone for me was building the management board and then building the whole team, which is developing this. From little milestones, like we have just finished the pitch deck, especially for institutional investors who will have like just 5% allocation of the found coins for sale. We will sell the 5% for $5 million to them. We have like 4-person team focused on institutional like venture capitalist investors, and also implementing the token was a milestone for us on Binance. It's on Binance Smart Chain, and we have also finished like a few of the first decentralized organization processes on a blockchain. For example, optionally paid question, because you can reward answers with money. You don't have to, but you can. Doing so will be already on the blockchain with a function we have implemented, also blockchain agnostic in a very advanced way that will be scalable. So it seems like a simple function, but we have taken it to a next level. So it will be able to implement like different types of questions, different types of products into this kind of function we have developed. So everything we do, we try to do like in a scalable way without any like technical debt in the future, right? So that was also one of the milestones. And another milestone was just like a week ago, launching the crowdfunding campaign and the ICO. And right now we have the ongoing 9 months process of daily auctions every day. However, what is also important that people who jump into it earliest will participate in future airdrops. So it is actually devised in a way so it's good to jump as early as possible, even though it takes 9 months. But people who are earliest to the table will gain the most, you could say. And like I said, following this year, third or fourth quarter, we are launching the beta version. And at the beginning of the next year, we are ending the ICO and focusing on the platform development, on the DAO, on the monetization, and growing the user database.
Wow, that was very interesting. Okay, so thank you very much, Piotr, for sharing to us about the recent achievements that you have for CC Found and also the partnerships that you have gained from the beginning until now. And aside from the achievements, there are challenges as well. So, Piotr, could you share about the challenges that you are facing right now, and how do you guys cope up with these challenges?
All right, so this may be similar to Philippines, that we have IT specialists here working for the whole world and earning like worldwide money. So it's actually pretty hard to find good software developers that will give you good quality for the money. It's getting harder and harder in Poland. Polish developers are working for United States companies. They are wary to start working for a Polish startup. So we are actually working all the time on our HR company branding. So we get the stars, we get the A players, and that's one of the difficulties. However, we have somehow managed to build a strong IT team with a great CTO who is actually like killing it. And like the other thing is, for example, I was pretty much amazed, like going from the Polish market to the international market. This is another difficulty, that there is a huge amount of spam on the international market. English-speaking community is somewhat made of bots, of paid clicks, of this traffic that doesn't convert to real users. So, for example, we had a bounty campaign on bitcointalk.org, which generated 4.5 million views, but this doesn't translate into conversions almost at all. So I have learned to be very wary of the quality of the traffic on this market. Whereas in Poland, we don't have this kind of scale of this problem. So we are still learning and adapting to how marketing works on this larger scale. Obviously, we are blocked by Facebook from time to time, but we somehow cope with this. They are unblocking us also. And so like setting up all these pay-per-click campaigns and well, with 30-person company, with people, with a whole team working on solving these kind of problems, we somehow manage to cope with them.
All right. So at least if you'd share to us about the recent challenges that you have for CC Found and how you guys cope up with that. All right. So thank you very much for that. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, could you share to us, Piotr, about the future plans and exciting updates of CC Found for the community and those of you who are watching this video right now? Maybe, what are your plans in the next few years?
Okay, so our plans are to focus on the community building. We want to focus on the people who will invest in Found coins and develop the community by implementing new languages. Because I haven't told you this before, but all the content on the platform, all the questions will be and answers will be translated into each and every other language. This is not so easy to implement. This will create a totally game-changing platform where you ask your question in your language and it is translated into each and every other language. And we will have huge translation API costs in the process. And so we won't implement all the languages at once. We will start with English first, moving into, for example, Spanish, German, maybe Chinese next, right? Hindu, etc. And gradually developing all the other languages. And in this process, for example, if I ask a question in English, like a person living in Spain will see it in Spanish. He will answer in Spanish. I will see the answer in English or in Polish, whatever language I will choose as the main platform's language. So everything will be translated back and forth. And you can see what's changing here. That first of all, we are suddenly visible in all the Googles around the world with our questions, because what is like on the highest position in the search engine? A question, right? So we will be visible in Yandex, in Google, in Bing, in other search engines. And thus, by creating just a community in one part of the world, we will also create communities in the other parts of the world through the search engines. So the result is, first of all, building like this huge knowledge and wisdom database in all the different languages. And the result is also that, for example, you as an author, as a person who is advising other people, you get subscribers from the whole world. And you are building a bigger user database. And we want to solve like several of the problems that will emerge from this. Like, for example, if you later go on to monetize and create a video course, what kind of language should it be in, right? Probably maybe English, but maybe not. Maybe it should have different languages. So in the future, we want to solve like this language transferring a set of problems to develop the DAO processes. For example, we have this four-step judicial system in the CCFound, where people will moderate other people. So if someone posts something bad, you won't have like robots censoring your stuff. You will have other people who can potentially say like, this is wrong, we should take it down. And there will be judicial system for you to, for example, say, I do not agree, right? So it will be very fair, especially for people used to like YouTube blocking your content all the time, right? So these kind of processes have to be set up. So we are like in the business of creating this community and gradually developing it. And also like this, like I said, like the most important thing next year will be to monetize via creation of this knowledge marketplace. So people will start earning money. And in order to do so, we need to connect with the centralized exchanges on which all the proceedings, all the income that flows into CCFound with dollars, with bitcoins, with other currencies, it needs to be changed to found coin on exchanges automatically via our smart contract in order to pay out the tokens to people and in order to pay out the commission to the author of the information product. All of this also has to be developed. So there are many processes like this that we are developing. Like rather than huge milestones, I am thinking more in terms of creating this decentralized autonomous organization. So in the future, even if there is no Piotr Michalak in the game, still this strong community will survive. Even if there are no companies beneath it, this will be like a separate entity online in the cloud, like a company in the cloud, put into the hands of other people. And this is my dream.
All right. So thank you very much, Piotr, for sharing to us about the exciting future updates that you have for us and the community. So I'm looking forward to that, especially that for next year you mentioned that you're going to incentivize us, right? In CC Found when we are going to use your platform, correct? That's what.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
so
we're.
this CCFound has a very strong business model. It was generally created so that both investors as well as token holders will get a huge ROI, at least just by holding the tokens, but also by selling them a few years in the future. This has been specifically engineered to give a good return on investment.
All right, so let's look forward to that, Piotr. Okay, now let's move on to our final question for this exclusive interview. Okay, could you give us some reasons why we should be checking out CC Found, especially those who have encountered this project for the first time? So let's say you have introduced me to CC Found for the first time, especially your the use cases of your token. So what could we miss if we are not on board with CC Found?
Well, you could probably miss being in the most honest, open, authentic, and helpful community that will be developed on the current internet, without hate, like with just helpful people advising and helping other people, sharing their knowledge, sharing their experience. So this is just a huge like knowledge mining community that will help you in anything you want, first of all. And it will focus on investments first. So if you are here in cryptocurrencies or maybe searching to exit the market in the future, at least partially, and enter other markets, this will also be the place to be for people to advise you what to invest in, where to go, what to do specifically. And this community will just help you in whatever steps you need to take to invest in other instruments possibly, or to help you choose, for example, which cryptocurrencies to invest in, etc., and which time to do this. So you will miss out on advice, first of all. You could miss out also on monetizing your knowledge if you know many things and you are a helpful person. You could build a reputation here and later sell your information products. Like, this is one of the greatest way to monetize on the internet. And if you don't do this on CCFound, you need to hire people to manage your multitudes of online activities, like setting up your websites, your payment processes, like setting up pay-per-click campaigns, setting up a YouTube channel, waiting 2 years until you have enough subscribers to buy your things. So CCFound will be much easier, allowing you to do all of these things without hiring anybody, or maybe one assistant. So this is also a game changer for experts, for information product authors. And last but not least, for investors, well, you would miss out holding one of the most profitable tokens that is specifically developed to generate tokens as a commission from all the incomes generated in the service. So you are getting a return on investment just by holding the found coins. And it is specifically designed so the tokens are really good, and you get multitudes of return by keeping them long term. And you would miss on this, including the growth of the price of found coin. And the found coins will be bought by the platform from the revenues, and also 10% of the platform's margin will be burned. So you also have lower and lower supply. So this coin possibly or probably has to grow in value. So this is a pretty good investment, actually, pretty secure with a proven business model. And if you don't do this, you can go invest in Shiba Inu or some other dog coins and hope they will go to the moon, maybe, but maybe not. And there's no business model often, rather than a pump and dump scheme. And here is a proven business that just works. And I have been doing this for 15 years. And like being like, not boasting, but being a multimillionaire myself from selling information products, I can tell you guys that is worth it. It's worth it having a stake in a company that is selling information.
Okay. All right. So, for those of you who are watching us right now, of course, I hope you have learned from our CEO and founder of CCFound, Mr. Piotr, on why we should not miss this out. Why we should not miss the CCFound, especially grabbing some of found tokens. Okay. So, before we end, do you have any parting words for our viewers right here?
Guys, I would love you to go visit us at ccfound.com, where you can download two-pager and read it, download white paper, at least skim through it. There are many like graphs explaining how all of this works. You can also see the visualizations on the website, and at least subscribe to the newsletter, because you will be reminded about the upcoming webinars that I will lead. And during an hour-long webinar, I will explain everything to you, how this works, how much ROI there supposedly may be, how to invest in this, what are the benefits, what are the bases upon which we are building the service. Everything is on the webinar. So please subscribe to the newsletter. And if you are more interested, you can also like register on this website to pass the KYC, AML, and you can send a deposit to the website and bid on the daily auctions if you are decided to become our investor. I highly recommend at least considering this option. And also, you can read much more about us on our social media. Like, the most important second channel is probably the Telegram. where we will post more and more important announcements. And also we have YouTube channel and several others, like all listed on the website. But most important is the Telegram and the mailing list. So please join us and get to know us better. Thank you very much.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for this exclusive interview, the CEO and founder of CCFound, Mr. Piotr Michalak. So once again, Piotr, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your time here with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.
All right. And also, I would like to thank all of our viewers and subscribers who are watching our exclusive interview right now. So, if you have any questions or if there's something that was not covered here in this interview, feel free to reach out to Piotr, of course, on their social media channels. And also, you can also comment right here in my YouTube video. And one more thing, I would like you to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for you to stay notified about my latest videos regarding cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, decentralized finance, and NFTs. And you can follow my social media channels right here or in my YouTube description. Okay, guys, so from my freaking home studios, this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and see you all on my next video. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Piotr.
Thank you, Jeff.